So it was like right after I got Beanie. I wanted to go on a hike with her, just her and I. And so I found this spot where once you get to a certain elevation, they have offshore fishing. And basically the whole trail surrounded a lake. Which was cool because, like, if she got hot or if I got hot or anything, we could just hop in the water and play for a little bit and then keep going. So, had never been here before. I was really excited. Beanie had her pack on, carrying her water and stuff. I had my pack on, we were all ready to go. Pulled up to the place, got out of the car. I realized right away that I had to poop. So, I see off in the distance, maybe like, I don't know, a couple of yards away, there's a handicap accessible porta potty. It's one of the big ones. And I didn't want to bring Beanie in there with me because it's gross. So I left her in the car, left the AC on for her, and then walked over to go poop. And I know that people say you're not supposed to look in the hole, but I have always looked in the hole before using a porta potty because I want to know how full it is. So I looked down in the hole. It's probably about half full, and there's just like, I don't know if it was because it was a like recreational area porta potty or what. Yeah. But like, usually it's mostly liquid in there. And in this porta potty, like, it was all just poop. So I was like, whatever. It's half full. It's fine. I didn't really have any other option at this point, so I was like, gotta make this quick. Beanie's in the car. So pulled on my pants. They didn't have any of the seat liners, so I'm hovering. So basically I have my legs up on the, you know, like the plastic part of the porta potty where there's like the little, I don't know, it's not like a ramp, I don't know what you want to call it. There's like a step where like the toilet seat's on top of the step or whatever, you know what I'm talking about. So I have my legs up like on the side. I'm like spider hovering over this bitch. And there's no way in hell I'm slapping my butt cheeks on that thing. And I start to poop. So, drop a couple turds. It's fine. And then, like, I got to the bulk of the poop, you know, like the first couple that came out were just, you know, like little rabbits that had been holding in all day. After I got those out of the way, then the real, like, bulk of the poop was coming, right? So, started feeling this monstrous turd. And I was pretty scared before it even, like, came out of me. Because I've heard horror stories of pooping in porta potties and the dangers. So anyway, this big girthy guy is about to pop out of my butthole. And I'm hovering, you know, doing great, trying to go fast. Another big help. And it comes out of me. And literally the minute it hits that liquid, all of these random people's poop juice all collides into one cohesive teardrop that somehow gets flung and flies against gravity through mid-air and somehow directly hits my butthole. So now not only am I spider hovering over a porta potty in the middle of bumfuck Egypt, I now have a million strangers' fecal matter inside my butthole. And me being me and the way I feel about germs, I contemplated pooping in the woods at first. And right when that liquid hit me in the butthole, I swore that I would never use a porta potty ever again, no matter what the circumstances were. So, meanwhile, I didn't even finish my poop. I just was so mortified that I was like, no, this is not happening. Like, I can't even proceed with my day. This is one of those things where you know, go home and hide from the world because it's so disgusting and embarrassing. So I'm like, well, I can't ride home. I mean, it was like an hour drive to this place. So it's like, what am I supposed to do in the meantime? I can't let all of these germs just like soak inside of me for an hour while I drive home. So, you know, I looked over and there was the hand sanitizer staring at me. So I didn't find anything on the internet because apparently nobody's been through the exact same situation as me, which I found quite surprising, honestly, because with the, you know, the aerodynamics of a porta potty and how they work, you would think that more people have been splooged in the butthole with other people's fecals. Anyway, so apparently either nobody's ready to talk about it and it's just me, or, you know, nobody's been spidered at the perfect angle to get beelined right in the butthole. Anyway, so I'm like, God, do I go to the emergency room? Like, is this, like, you know, just free? Like, should I have them do an enema? Like, should I just get completely wiped out? Should I get a colonoscopy? Like, who knows how far this bacteria or these flesh-eating parasites could be going? You know, so this is all what's running through my mind. So I'm sitting here trying to decide, you know, should I go to the closest hospital here around where I was? I think I was near, I don't even know. Or, you know, what do I do? So I called my mom. She didn't answer. So here I am alone by myself trying to figure this out yet again. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go home. I'm going to, you know, call a couple nurse lines and just kind of see where other people stand with this, because you know, at this point I was like, am I being a hypochondriac? Like, is this fine? Am I going to be okay? You know, does my body process things enough where, you know, that's an out, it's not really an import? So, you know, you would think, like, with all the other bacteria that's around there, like, it would probably be okay, but you don't know, you never know. I don't know how that works, so I don't have experience with having other people's poop in my butt. So, yeah, I go home. And I'm, you know, thinking, you know, like, at that point I was pretty obsessed with apple cider vinegar. So I'm like, well, I'll just take an apple cider vinegar, Epsom salt bath, and everything will be fine. You know, that'll probably clear me out, maybe balance a pH or, you know, whatever. So I try that. Meanwhile, I had completely forgotten that I had rubbed my asshole. I didn't even say asshole. My whole entire sphincter, my whole rectal cavity was completely raw because of this hand sanitizer that I scrubbed ferociously in there. So once I sit down in this lava hot bath that has salt in it, I am instantly in excruciating pain. And at this point, my butthole swells to the size of an orange. And I have no choice. I have to go to the ER. So I couldn't find anyone to actually, like, admit this story to besides Hannah. And I've always sworn her to secrecy on it because this was, you know, a pretty low point in my life. So there we are. I'm walking into the ER. I have a pack of peas on my butt. You know, it's huge. I'm wearing baggy sweatpants so nobody thinks that, you know, I got double fisted for the first time or whatever. We get in there, you know, nobody's laughing at me like I thought I would be. It's fine, you know, but we get into the room. I'm talking to the nurse. You know, she's a professional, calm and collected. then, you know, she leaves the room and I hear them giggling behind the walls, which, you know, made it all the better. Anyway, so they give me some antibiotics. They say, you know, I'll probably be fine because of all the germs in there. You know, they tend to do their job in that area of making sure the bad stuff stays out. So, any antibiotics, they basically gave me a pamphlet on what I need to watch out for in case there were, in fact, flesh-eating parasites. Very comforting of them. We were there for a couple of hours. They finally sent me home. But they told me that, you know, if this happens again, just, you know, maybe go without the hand sanitizer boofing. So, moral of the story, I will probably never go back to that place and hike and fish with my dog because I'm traumatized. And also, I have definitely sworn off porta potties for the rest of my life because I can't look one of those things in the eye and be okay with the odds of that happening again. I'm not okay with that. I would rather poop in the woods and get poison ivy on my butthole than have some random scrubs, you know, haven't showered in a month's pube dust, somehow launching 10 feet into air in a perfect line, getting a direct hit like a professional fucking professional sniper guy with a scoper do. You just shooting that sucker right in my butt. I don't know what I did to deserve that, but I'll never forget it. And I've always felt guilty that Beanie didn't get her walk that day, because we would have had a lot of fun. But yeah, that's my story. It's pretty traumatizing, honestly. Especially now that I'm going back over it, like, I don't know what I did to deserve that. Also, I'd like to maybe, like, start a Reddit post to see how many people this actually happened to, and, like, what kind of invention can we put in there to make sure it stops happening? Because, like, that is a serious health hazard. Like, there is no reason why. I mean, maybe I was just at the right place at the wrong time. You know, maybe that spider hover just really did me in. Maybe if I was sitting on it like a normal person, it would have, you know, hit my butt cheek and bounced off. If it touched my butt cheek, that would have been a whole different story. I would have been okay with that, probably, but, you know, direct hit to the hole when it's open and vulnerable, like, that's really just not okay. Yeah. Anyway. I'm really glad that you think it's the best story you've ever heard. It was definitely a good time telling it, and I love you lots.